Welcome to Extra presented by VEG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. There was no singing and dancing involved again. How, eh, 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 ver. However, I was, and I am not in energy conserving mode. I just had to go back, or I went back and reviewed a lot of the historical documents. I listened to a lot of episodes, and it put me in this frame of mind. It put me in this special place, not the happy place, but a different place altogether. And I just want to say I am proud with a capital D of how far we've come, how far we've grown, how far we experiment, how many risks we took without actually failing. Yeah, failing for the final answer. So I'm extremely proud, and you should be proud too, because there's no this special thing without you. There isn't. So I do like it cold. I enjoy being cold, what have you. I can always layer up and put on more clothes than actually take off clothes without being in trouble. Can't do that. Not just yet. Not until everybody agrees and say that clothes are obsolete and we no longer need clothes. When that day comes, then I'll say, or then I will revisit. But I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Noob that's still here and probably debating on whether or not they want to know why, I'm just going to say stick around. Don't miss it. Stick around. Become one of us. Be a reg. Reg, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day. But it's not every single day. It just feels that way because we have this special, unique bond. We do not know what to call it. 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, 1 century, 1 millennium, just go ahead and insert time. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. No more multiple choices now, or they'll come back, but it's going to be fill in the blank for a little bit now. It's going to be fill in the blank. So fill in the blank. That's when we'll know what to call it. Then we will revisit. We will come back. We will rewrite history, and we will say, this is what it is. This is what it always was. This is what it is. And it's going to be forever, forever, forever. Sharing is caring, but you should not share everything. Sharing is caring, but you should not share everything. I like it cold. I enjoy it cold. I will wear that hero cape like a champion that I am. I will fly that flag. I will rinse that pole. I would and will die on that hill or mountain or a mesa. I will. But here's the thing. I can't be a hypocrite. I wanna and I have to maintain being a truth teller here. And if I'm not maintaining being a truth teller, and if I'm not a truth teller, then the house of cards falls down. Meaning it doesn't matter if I like it hot or cold because I'm not a truth teller. I don't tell the truth. So what I say is it's either or. It does not matter. And it's not pick or choose either or. It's a meh indifference, not caring either or because it's meaningless and not meaningful or full. And I have to bring this out, not to point it out. You probably would have eventually figured it out, but see something, say something, and we protect the guilty in the game. And I gotta sing like a bird, even if I'm singing like a bird on me. That's how I roll. This is what I do. I like it code. How, ver. However, bird like voice. Singing like a bird. However, I have to admit that I was not prepared. I was not prepared for my trips. I was not prepared for hopping on a plane and going somewhere where it's like legit cold after being and after living in a place where there's no real legit cold. I mean, it gets cold, but not cold like winter coat cold. And that brings me to my point. I do not, or at that present time, at that moment in time, I did not own a winter coat for, let's just say, a large number of years, and it's more than 5. If you keep guessing, I'll keep saying yeah, but we can't go above 10 because I ain't counting that high, and I don't want to. I don't want to mess up the flow. So we'll just settle with more than 8. More than 8 years without a winter coat, but that's okay. That is all right. I do like it cold. So when it does get semi cold where I'm at, where I reside, I don't go above and beyond because it being super, yes, duper cold is me in my element. Is me feeling good. Is me doing a 2-step. Is me doing a dance upon dance and making my chest pop. But I'm not even in the G ride though. I'm just mulling about. Or yeah, I think that's what that word means. If that word does not mean that, we'll just say walking about or pilling around. But I think that's what that word means. I'm just not going to break out the dictionary. I'm just not going to ask for help. You can go ahead and sit down. You can go ahead and put your hands down if you actually know what it means. And if you actually know the true meaning of the word and I got it wrong, you know how to inform me to tell me that, hey, you got it wrong. But you got to be very, very specific because there's a lot of things I'm pretty sure that I get wrong. And I don't know if you're a time traveler or not. So you gotta at least tell me where is this bit of information coming from and what exactly did I get wrong so I can just pull up the data from my brain and my head and we can go and move forward and I can say thank you and you can say you're welcome. And that'll be the end of it. And that would be the end. I get things wrong. It's okay. But with the coat and not having a proper winter coat for more than 8 years, I think that make me a little bit of a hypocrite, but not the hypocrite of the way you think, because I've already pointed out where I reside and where I live, it doesn't require a coat. And when it does, I don't wear one because I want that cool, cold feeling. But where it becomes an issue, where it becomes a problem, when I did go to said places where I actually needed a winter coat, I actually did get a winter coat. And when I actually was in that weather and being super, not duper, but super cold, I was. I was a little bit judgy. I was a little bit judgy, and I have to admit, even though this is a no judge zone, definitely a no judge zone, but I was a little bit judgy and I wasn't here. Therefore, the no judge zone didn't go with me. It didn't travel with me. And I was a little judgy, but I did remember how I used to be or how I was, but still, it was levels to that. And I just don't understand the level that it was at or the level that we were making moves in, because I was just baffled. I was confused. And that's why I say I just got to hold a L. I just got to admit that I was judgy. And I just got to say, I got to come out and sing like a bird and tell you all this, because sharing is caring, and because I need to know if it makes me a hater. Ha, I kid, I kid. This does not make me a hater. It just make me maintaining being a truth teller, because I could have just let this go and just let this slide, but I did not. So I get where I'm going. Have my winter coat, and the temperature is below freezing. Then there's snow some days, and it's below freezing, and all of that. I have no issue with that. I had no problem with that. In fact, I enjoyed it just a little tad. It didn't make me regret saying that I like it cold better. It did not make me regret any of that. In fact, I felt proud that I had that stance. I was like, this feels good. I miss this. I miss being this cold. I'm not saying miserable, because it wasn't misery. And you know how misery loves company. I miss that. It felt good. It felt nice. There was a couple of instances where I wish that I would have had more protection for my hands, but I had all the body parts protecting, especially my head. So I was good to the go. I was good to the go. But where I come out a little judgy, and what baffled me and what made my mind explode into a different dimension, and it took a while to come back, but I had to have a few conversations to be brought back. I was seeing peeps in shorts or no winter coats at all. I ain't never seen that before. Yes, I am talking about younger individuals. So maybe there's this age difference, but if I want to sort of translate or transfer the age, I wore shorts. We wore shorts when it was cold and snowy and in winter and stuff like that. But our short wearing and sandals and all that stuff, if you flip flops or whatever, that came with 50 to 40-degree weather. What I'm talking about, or what I'm about to illuminate here, these peeps were in shorts and all this other stuff that I spoke of, in snow and Arctic temperatures. And if you need to know what Arctic temperature is like tens, 20s with the wind chill. You're like below zero. You're like in the Arctic weather. So I'm pretty sure I got that one right. I'm pretty sure I got that one right. But shorts in that, or spandexy sort of stuff that doesn't really keep you warm, or it you are extremely comfortable when you are in a good climate, or when you are in, warmer temperatures. But when you cold, it does not do any insulation whatsoever. It's made for you to be looked at. It's made for you to feel comfy. It's made for you to feel some kind of way and have others feel some kind of way too. But the ways do not mesh. One's lust filled and the other one's, I don't know. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. That blew my mind, seeing so many people in shorts and inappropriate clothing when it was that cold. I was like, where am I? Am I still on Earth? Did I somehow get mistaken for the leader, and these peeps came and took me and was like, hey, this is home. This is where you are. And I'm looking around. None of this makes sense. This is not home. This is not who. Any of this. I don't recall. I don't remember this. It was, there was a chance of never, ever, ever really being uncomfortable with some of the decisions we made. And how do I know these people were uncomfortable? Because when I was walking out in the cold and they was out in the cold, they looked like they were uncomfortable. They looked like that they didn't want to be outside for a long period of time. And so when I did see them outside, they looked miserable. But when they got into climate controlled environments, then they were like, yeah, see, like they won some kind of gold medal, like they had some kind of trophy for not caring about the elements outside, because once we get in a controlled environment, temperature controlled environment, the decision I make isn't going to go against me. The decision that I make isn't going to matter one iota. Now that I think of that, that's pure brilliant. That's genius. It makes a lot of sense. Now I get it. If you want to be inside, if you want to be in climate control and don't want to go outside and don't want to do things outside, or don't want to, you know, hop from place to place that requires you from being not in controlled environments, go ahead. Hold up that trophy. Go ahead. Let me pat you on the back and say, good job. Well done. You accomplished something. I see you. I see your accomplishments. But if you want to not have to feel miserable at any point, be confident in the decision that you make and be able to make moves and stay outside for long as you can possibly can, or as long as you possibly want to be outside, then I think my decision, our decision, is a little bit more better. That don't make me a hater. That make me a keen, observant fellow. And it also make me a truth teller, because I did have to buy a coat. I did wear a coat, and I am, or I did come off a little bit judgy with the peeps making the decision that they made, but it wasn't coming from a wrong place. It wasn't coming from a point of, you know, really judgy. It came from a keen observation. I was seeing people miserable and feeling bad. I wanted them not to feel and be that way. So I just went to logics and stuff and said, if you would have dressed appropriate, this would not be the case. But then that comes off, or that can be twisted or contorted into a situation where, are you sure you like it cold, Vince? Because somebody that like it cold wouldn't be saying that. They'll be cheering that on. They'll be cheering that on. Yeah, hardly any clothes because I like it cold. It's the same thing that you do in your environment now. Yeah. And I'll just say, if that's your serious argument, I don't think we ever should talk again. I'd prefer a crazy conspiracy than that. And I always told, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I think that's where we should end this. Because if you really need to think about it, you probably should think about it. See, noob, told you, worth it, worth it. Glad you're still here too. Glad you are still here. But it's that time again. Make sure you check out the website. It's still new. It's definitely improved at Xtra VDGsports.com. That is Xtra VDGsports.com. There's a YouTube as well. Xtra VDG, Xtra VDG. Like, subscribe, share. Basically, everything is there. Everything. If you want to dip your toe into sports, check out VDGsports.com, or it's on YouTube as well, VDG Sports. That's pretty easy and simple. Regs, you know what time it is. I ain't going to give it to you. I ain't going to give you a drop. I ain't going to even tease you. I'm just going to say bye-bye.